It would have been really funny if you had
Oh my God.
Coach, I just burst in.
How is that not a human?
Knock the door.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Yes or no? Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
I had no prior knowledge of the planned assault on Nancy Kerrigan.
I am deeply sorry for my irresponsible and selfish behavior I engaged in.
We're back with Oops the Podcast, and oh my God, do we have a lot to catch up on. Here's Giulio Gallerati.
Giulio Gallerati.
The star.
He is I and I am him.
The star of the era. The prodigal son has returned.
The star of the era.
From the sandy shores of Los Angeles, California, where he brought his talents and performed as a dear close friend of Peter Davidson.
Peter Davidson.
Upon his Netflix show. How was it, first and foremost?
Oh man, it's great. It was great to do it, get it out of the way.
Stop that.
No, I'm serious. Like,
get it out of the way like it was a flu shot.
No, it's just funny because Chris even asked me the other day, he's like, so what are you working on now? And it was like the first time in a long time I kind of didn't have an answer, which kind of gave me anxiety for a second.
Really?
No, it's all good. No, because it was like Iraq, and then I was finished that, and then I was getting ready for this, and now this is done, you know, I guess.
But you've earned a spell.
It's nice.
You've earned a water break.
Dude, it's nice. So it's funny. Since the show happened, and that was probably like 5 nights ago, maybe 6 nights ago. I don't know. I have just like been having fun. Eating a lot, drinking a lot, dude. I need
a boy.
You know those Manx things that they make? They're like, it's like Spanx for men. I like need one of those, dude. I'm just like a bursting bubble of
are you loading the wagon?
I've been loading the wagon.
You've been loading the wagon, huh?
I gotta, nip it in the bud now. I think I got it out of my system. But dude, it was really fucking fun. Really cool to do.
Can you tell me, when you say that you have spent 4 or 5 nights loading the wagon, what sort of things are you enjoying? That's what we care about. What are you eating? What are you drinking?
Okay.
In what quantity? How often are you eating?
Okay.
This is what I like to hear about.
These are good questions. Okay. So the night of the show, everything ended late and there wasn't any liquor in the green room. I was trying to get this bottle of tequila the entire night. So I found out there was a bottle of tequila in Pete's green room, but his significant other it's funny. I almost don't want to say her name because I'm afraid that there's going to be some like algorithmic thing that finds it. And then they deem me not trustworthy and I'm excluded from further opportunities just because of the same fact that I'm talking about it.
Yeah. They don't know letting the cat out of the bag, and that's cat with a K.
She was very lovely.
Yeah.
As you might imagine, cool to meet her, whatever. So anyway, there was a bottle of tequila in there. I couldn't find it. One of the guys who was on the show actually went in there at one point and poured himself one, but I just didn't feel comfortable enough to do that.
Yeah. You know who you should have sent looking for it is the guy who found my wallet.
I know.
Because he's very good at rooting around.
That guy's very resourceful.
Rooms. He would have found it.
So dude, then I finally am like, I find like a good moment to ask Pete. I'm like, dude, can I grab the bottle of tequila out of your green room? He's like, dude, sure. And I go in there and it's gone. And I realized that Machine Gun Kelly had actually stolen it and taken it to his green room and finished it. Because he had his whole band in there.
MGK.
God damn it.
MGK, you bad boy.
he got to it first, dude.
Yeah.
So anyway, okay.
Does he go by Machine for short or Machine Gun?
I think he goes, if you're friends with him, which I'm like not, I'm not, I don't dislike him. I think he's perfectly nice. I've only probably hung out with him 2 or 3 times. I think they call him Coulson.
Oh. Yeah, that's a little softer than Machine Gun. Yeah.
So I probably had 2 or 3 that night. But like since then, I've been having somewhere between 3 and more than that.
Nice.
But like, last night I had 2. I wasn't going to drink last night, but I was at a show and the guy who I was with, Zach McGovern, he was having a couple. So I was like, I'll have a couple, whatever. Just eating whatever the fuck I want.
Have you had some burgers?
No, but like chicken quesadilla, candy, chips.
Oh.
Just whatever the fuck I want.
Candy?
Candy.
Is it fruity, sweet candy, or is it chocolatey,
predominantly
rich,
the former.
Oh, you're
candy.
eating Skittles
Like
and Sour Patch Kids?
Gummy bears.
Oh, you did earn it.
Gummy
Yeah.
bears. Those Welch's fruit snacks that claim to have 10% juice. in
They're
them.
like a vegetable. That's a vegetable.
Yeah, that's a vegetable.
And they actually do more for funding local basketball teams than just about anything.
Dude, totally.
Do you get what I mean by that?
Yeah, they're selling them on the
Because
train.
That's what they sell on the
I'm
train.
here selling these Welch's fruit snacks.
Yeah, to try to send our AAU team to Orlando. It's like, I'll buy a few.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
But dude, just like eating too much. Like I went to, Ludlow House the other night, and I just I was completely full before my entree even came out, and I still ate the entree.
Attaboy. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Sometimes you have to do that just to be polite.
Dude, I just also don't don't give a shit. I don't know. I wanted to look presentable for the taping.
You did. You looked good.
Thank you.
I saw the pictures of your outfit, Hill Dog style you.
Hill Dog style would be nice, lady.
Looking like a Bruno Mars up there. Sweet.
Just dialed up the everyday style, dude. So yeah, I was happy about that. It was fun to let her use me as her canvas.
Yeah, and in this sort of afterglow cruise control, you are eating whatever you want, you're drinking whatever you
A
want.
lot of Zelda. Downloaded the DLC pack.
Do you think, first of all, is there a point where you run out of the goodwill of Hillary, who's witnessing you do this?
She's not even here, dude.
Oh, while the cat's away, Julia
out of town.
will eat.
No, but dude, I'm not concerned about that. I'm not concerned oh no,
Right.
there's just not you can only do so much damage in 4 or 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't intend to live my life this way.
So where do you call it quits? Where do you say, okay,
Today.
today's the day?
Today's the day that I've called it quits. Yeah. I had a healthy lunch.
Wow.
I intend to be healthy again moving forward. Just, dude, if anything, just for having the ability to enjoy my life.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, after that meal that I was telling you about, have you ever been so full that you just have nightmares all night?
Yes.
You just feel like shit. So I just had the worst dreams all night, tapping into every single deep-rooted insecurity that I have, as well as just high-level anxiety situations.
What time did you go to bed?
So, dude, I know I'm fucked when I start falling asleep earlier than I normally would. My friends came over to watch the Warriors game, and I was falling asleep in the third quarter.
Yeah, but the third quarter of the Warriors game is still midnight and 12:30, 1 in the morning.
But I normally have a lot of energy at that time. And if
yeah.
I'm I hit the weed pen, which I never do.
Mm-hmm.
I've just kind of been perpetually hungover as well, which doesn't help, of course.
No.
But I haven't been drinking at the airport or anything. It hasn't gotten that bad.
Booze really affects your sleep more than anything that I have, more than red meat, more than, I don't know, caffeine for me.
Yeah.
Weirdly.
Big time, dude.
And it's always the second half of your night.
Interesting.
I know we've talked about this because everyone's like, well, booze always makes me fall asleep. Yes, true.
But you don't sleep well.
You are fine for the first 4x hours, something like that. And
Interesting.
then it's the back half of your sleep that gets totally fucked by your system getting rid of the alcohol.
Interesting. That doesn't happen to me, but the outcome is the same. I'll
You
sleep.
might not know though.
Maybe. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. From a science perspective, when I wake up, I need a nap already. I could sleep 10 hours and I wake up needing a nap that I can't take because I'm too jittery and have too much anxiety. So it's this thing where I never end up taking one. And the whole day I'm just kind of oh God, am I tweaking?
Yeah, that doesn't sound very good.
It sucks, dude.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're back in the world of health and wellness. We'll get you right.
I went to Pilates yesterday.
Atta boy.
It's
Okay.
fun.
We'll get the evil out of your system.
So
That's awesome, dude. So, okay, hold on a second. There's so much more to unpack.
first of all, let's not forget Chris was there too. That was
yes.
there was a fun moment where Chris and I were standing next to the stage being dude, let's soak this in.
I'm so glad to hear that.
It was super fun.
Because it would be a real shame if and I actually think you both being there was probably good for each other so that because it forces you to see what you've accomplished and where you're at through the eyes of a familiar face.
Interesting.
It definitely made me more comfortable just being there in general.
Yeah.
Just having Giulio there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was also nice because I knew that Chris just like felt more comfortable shooting me. So like I definitely, and I'm definitely in a lot of the BTS footage, which I'm excited about.
And Chris is going to get a fucking sweet, shiny Netflix credit. Are you going to be, what is it, like photographer? Any idea? Producer?
I have no idea, to be honest.
It's so cool though, because you'll have that on your resume forever.
Yeah.
And you have a Netflix credit. I mean, it's a real step forward for one half of our podcast crew. Ryan and I don't know if you guys know this, while you guys were away, we did nothing. We did not advance our careers. Maybe you did, Ryan. I don't mean to throw you under the bus. Nothing happened for me. I didn't get any calls, didn't get any emails, have no leads.
What did you do?
Were
you here?
I do have a big piece of news. Chris, behind you, do you see that hockey stick? Could you pass that to me?
Oh.
So while you were off gallivanting with she who must schmim schmar schmashian, I went to a Ranger hockey game with our old pal Luke Marcus. Shout out Luke Marcus and the United States Marine Corps. And we were at the game, and our seats, thanks to my lovely godfather, were directly above the away team's tunnel. The exit.
Dude, that thing's sick, bro.
And the game ended, and I hung around. I like to watch the players come off the ice and sort of congratulate each other, stuff like that. I like men being nice to other men. And the last person off, the guy had this stick, and he looked up at me and he went like that, as in to say, will you receive this? And my eyes got wider than pizza saucers. They were saucers. And I went, and he just hoisted it up to me, and I caught it. And let me tell you something, Giulio. 15 years of childhood, let's call it 10 years of my childhood, hunting for sports memorabilia, desperately hoping that an NBA player would remove his sweaty wristband after the game and toss it my way, desperately hoping that some outfielder would underhand toss a ball after the third out of the inning to me, that little redheaded boy, hoping beyond hope for some piece of the game. That some football player, I don't even know, throw a mouth guard at me. I don't know what it would be. And never, ever getting it. Because, there's always some kid who was a little younger than me, or I was big for my age. So they just assumed, oh, he's too old. He doesn't need it. And you think that you've outgrown the need and the FOMO that comes from watching the person to your left or to your right catch a t-shirt, catch a stick, catch a baseball. The second this hockey stick, this game-used hockey stick hit my hands, all those years were wiped out. It ended. A decade of loss and sadness and heading home from the game with a sense of lack of completion, of severe FOMO. It didn't matter that I'm 33 years old. I had the stick in my hand and I was beaming.
You're on a roll, dude.
Do you have any idea what exactly?
Dude, so you caught the t-shirt at the Celtics game also.
Correct.
And it was amazing. You did the same exact thing both times, except insert a different word. The first time you went, t-shirt. The second time you go, hockey stick. Dude, I was fucking cracking up how psyched you were.
Look at how cool
this thing is sick.
Of a souvenir this is, man.
Carbon fiber.
This is super sick.
How much do you think these things cost?
$350, I was told.
My God.
Plus, it's got the guy's name on it, Svechnikov. And guess what?
Sick, dude.
He's super good.
That's sick.
He's like their second best player.
Is he on the Rangers?
No, he's on the Carolina Panthers. And they're the number one. I think they're the number one team in their division. They're playing the Bruins right now. Hurricanes, excuse me. Not the Panthers, what am I saying? Carolina Hurricanes. I remember watching the Carolina Hurricanes back when they had this guy, I think his name was like Ron Francis. I liked his name because it was my name. And they used to play the Detroit Red Wings in the early 2000s, the early aughts, as we know it. And I would stay up late watching those games. But dude, this guy has 2 goals this year that are, as they call them, lacrosse style goals.
Oh, like
no, you know that Michigan famous hockey goal where he's behind the net and he pulls it up on his stick and stuffs it in. He's done that twice this year.
That's
this guy,
crazy.
Svechnikov. In fact, I'm going to tell people he did it with this stick, and that it was only in this game that it finally. I feel like he probably. I don't know the answer to this.
So is he a southpaw too?
Southpaw.
Sick. Dude.
Southie.
Dude, Carolina Hurricanes, formerly the Hartford Whalers. R.I.P.
Oh, wow.
2 good franchises.
Yeah, by the way, it's a Nike Bauer Vapor Hyperlight is the stick. But you see how there's no like butt end?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if the stick broke, like the butt end broke off. I don't know if all
is that
hockey
customary?
sticks. I don't know if hockey sticks have butt ends or not. But I'm guessing. I would have thought this was broken somehow, which is why they gave it to me. But maybe they just have so many sticks they don't care.
I wonder if it's like a shock absorber in tennis, where like you like the feel of having the butt off,
right,
versus on.
See how he's got the tape job, the custom tape job at the top there
Sure
with
do.
number 37.
Sure do.
See, this is the
Sick,
this is
dude.
the sort of thing that I'll be able to say. Well, yeah, that's how you know it's real.
Dude, I was very, very thrilled.
So yeah, dude. I mean, listen, you had a pretty good weekend, but not compared to me. Yeah, I got a hockey stick, and then I'm walking out, and this kid came up and was like, "Whoa, you got a stick?" And I was like, "Sure did," and I could tell this little entitled
he wanted it.
dick. You could just tell he thought, oh, well, I'm way younger than you, so the right thing for you to do would be to give me the stick because it'll mean more to me. But this kid didn't know how many times I, as a kid, had not gotten the stick and that I needed to make up for all those losses.
Dude, so
I told him, you're not young enough.
You could have said
said it to his face.
You could have said
like,
to
if you
him,
were younger, I might have considered this, but he's aged out. What do you think the cutoff age is for when I have to give a piece of sports memorabilia to a kid?
Never. And dude, also like it's not as cool if he doesn't catch it directly from the guy. This kind of like secondhand market,
charitable memorabilia,
hand down. Fuck
you're
that,
right.
Dude.
You're absolutely right about
Bullshit.
that.
I mean, the time where you should maybe be giving it is if you like were fighting with a child to get it. Like you pushed a kid over by accident, or like then you give it to them, maybe. But dude, whatever, man. If you enjoy it, take it, dude.
Yeah, I think the age is probably like 10.
What do you mean? For like when? Oh,
if he were younger than 10,
okay.
I might have given it.
Oh,
to him.
Interesting. Okay.
But this kid was like 13.
Yeah, dude.
He was at an age where I was like, "What? Who the fuck do you think you are?"
And you could tell him one day your size will be your advantage, as you saw in this situation.
Yeah.
Your time is coming.
Yeah. Maybe he'll have to keep growing. He'll have, he's certainly a long way off from me. But listen, ultimately just a wonderful, incredible moment for me. I guess we both really had major achievements in the time since I last saw you.
Dude, it's good. Yeah, we did. So you were here all weekend?
I was.
Was it nice to be here?
Was
in the
I
city?
here? Yeah, it was good. I needed it. I, haven't had time here in a long time. And what did we do? I can't even remember what we did. On Sunday, we drove down to pick up Koji Man from Pennsylvania.
Oh, man, he
which
looks
was great.
good.
Got him back.
Good to have him in the mix.
Huge return in our lives. And otherwise, I don't mean to get too personal. We made love, and I was terrible at it.
Why?
I don't know, man.
You just didn't have a good showing?
Just strength of boner really, really low. I felt bad. I felt bad for my performance.
You were kind of grabbing it by the bottom and shoving it in
No,
there?
I wasn't choking the chicken. I wasn't doing. No, I didn't do that. But it was so bad that I started looking up like symptoms for men at certain ages.
Right.
Like, does this happen
That's
to most
a dangerous
guys?
game to play, dude.
Yeah. And then you get that article that like completely confirms everything that's worried you, and it took every ounce of restraint that I had not to send the article to Sierra. To be like, read this. It's not just me, you know?
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What happened? Are you just tired? Or what?
I don't know. You know, I had a lot on my mind, very stressed. Boner's not so much the problem. I think it's achieving the end result for me has become a little bit harder. You know. So that's my story. I know we don't talk too much about our sex lives on the podcast.
No, dude, open up, man.
I just felt bad because, you know, she deserves better. She deserves better.
I'm just purposely not going to say anything for a second. Just to
I
make
think
that-
we could keep this. This is on me.
No.
I'm, you know.
I'm not suggesting us taking it out. I think it's good, but
I'm owning my lack of of strength and virility. So, yeah, Ryan, what do you got?
You watch the cable there.
I love that this made pepped Ryan right now.
Foods that you can have to kind of help:
Oh, good.
salmon,
Yeah.
dark chocolate, and pistachios.
Really?
Wow.
They help.
Good
Okay.
for erectile performance.
Just performance, not necessarily. It seems like getting the boner is not an issue.
Yeah, no.
But
The boners come. They just they don't
No.
actually come. You know.
Oh, yes.
Listen, first of all, I eat a lot of salmon. I eat a lot of dark chocolate. I don't eat many pistachios. Remember Jesse Lingard? We
Jesse
talked
Lingard.
about that. I think we knew that pistachios. No.
We were talking about vegan because he's a plant-based guy.
Yeah.
We were talking about vegan boners.
Mm-hmm.
Supposed to be some solid.
Well, I appreciate that, Ryan. Did you know that off the top of your head, or did you just Google that to try to find a way to help me?
I knew that dark chocolate helps, but I Googled the salmon and the pistachios.
Yeah.
Well, I asked what food helps.
I guess if Ryan shows up next week with a little go bag of pistachios and smoked salmon and dark chocolate, we'll know what's happening with him, Mr.
Eating
Slinky
them in the
Noodle
corner in
over
between
there.
episodes.
The old Slinky Noodle. Got to
Yeah.
splint it in with
The
your
old
fingers.
salmon dark
As long as
chocolate
I can get it
sandwich.
I'll
started.
make you a smoothie.
Yeah. Throw some salmon, pistachios, and dark chocolate in the blender.
It really is a well-rounded meal.
I'll choke that shit down. Yeah.
Right? It's a healthy meal, like salmon, some pistachios, and as a snack, dessert. Dude, that's great. Dude, so, bro, okay, back to our credit card talk, real quick.
Oh yeah.
I hit the Centurion Lounge hard on the way to LAX, and
But you didn't have a drink.
No.
You don't drink to fly ever.
never, and not like drinking because it's free, dude. That's a loser's game.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm gonna just drink at 9 a.m. because it's free. It's a ridiculous idea.
Mm.
Maybe at night, but like, no, I don't drink to drink.
You're telling me if you go to an open bar at 9 p.m., you're gonna
Oh,
be like,
wow.
come on, let me pay.
That's different. I mean, if I'm it's a party. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
point of being there is the party.
Yeah.
At the point of the airport is to go somewhere, not to get fucking drunk. So I wake up all like dehydrated in the middle of the flight.
Yeah, true.
But dude, so they have like this little Equinox lab thing.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
So I was too, and I've never to be honest, I kind of felt like a little bit of a turkey, like trying to investigate it too much, like seeing every possibility. So I like never even looked into it. But dude, at the front desk, the lady suggested that I try it out. She's like, you should try it. She's like, it opens at 9. Like they have so-and-so this, and that. And I was like, oh my God, sick. Two of the things, they have leg compression and hip compression, which are like two of my favorite things that exist that I actually pay for normally. So I'm like, oh, this is dope. And also she's like, yeah, they have like massage, GUNS. She's like, it's the airport.
She said that?
And I couldn't tell if she was just being the like if one of the other ladies would have said the word, it would have said guns.
Right,
but I thought that was
right.
pretty funny. We had a little chuckle.
That
about
is good. I mean, we spell out it's time for his DINNER when we're talking about feeding Kojai.
Oh, because he knows.
Oh, he'll get excited by the word dinner. But I don't see the TSA, busting in here with guns if we said dinner too loudly. All right, keep going.
No, but dude, I mean, that's it. But they have like it's a really sick setup, dude. They have like all this like relaxation stuff and massage chairs and fucking hip and leg compression. You gotta check it out next time you're in there.
I will. That's JFK.
Yeah, and especially if your back's been bugging you a little bit, that hip compression will make you feel real nice.
They don't have the Equinox thing at the LaGuardia one.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
because we went there not too long ago. But I am going to JFK tomorrow to head out to Seattle, and
hit it. You gotta hit it hard, dude.
I'll go early.
Get in there.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it was good. I had a couple of funny plane things happen too. First of all, the classic like ate all my food situation, and the flight attendant comes over and goes, "Oh, you really hated it." And so at first I didn't understand. Like obviously, like I'd eaten the plate, but I hadn't eaten the like dessert or the other stuff. So I thought she meant I didn't like the other stuff. So I said, "What do you mean?" But then she like doubled down. She's like, no, your plate looks like you literally licked it. That's why I said that. I'm like, are you serious, lady? Like, Jesus.
You know what would have been?
You're already not supposed to do that to begin with.
It would have been really funny if you had.
Oh my God.
Coach, I just burst in.
How is that not a human?
Knock the door.
He just bashed open a closed door. Dude.
Yeah.
That was
funny.
absolutely insane. That might be on the camera.
I would have thought it would have been funny if you had just refused to pretend as though you understood what she was talking
I know.
about.
I should have done that.
Looks like you really hated it. What do you mean?
I didn't.
Oh no, it looks like you literally licked it. I didn't. I wouldn't do that. Not among other people. No, you don't understand what I'm saying. I'm making a joke about how you ate all your food too quickly. Well, I was hungry.
Dude,
just not let her off the hook.
It is funny, the idea of people not that's like a thing that happens when you talk to people who like speak English as a second language sometimes. Like in my old neighborhood in Brooklyn, it was all these like Bengali restaurants, and I used to go to them sometimes. And I get to the thing and I'd be like, just me. And there would be no one in the restaurant. And I'd be like, do you think you have any room for me? And they'd be like, yeah. I'm like, dude, all right, never, yes, thanks. Like, seat me, please. I don't know, man. I had another funny plane thing happen. This is like, all right, so you know how there's on the bigger planes, like to LA, there's like the sides and then the middle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, like, I don't know if this guy knew this woman or not, but this woman on the other side of the middle was going to go up and get her bag. But this guy decided he was going to help her. And I don't know if it was her husband or if he was just some random guy, but he jumped over the center thing.
No way.
Like he essentially not clean over like a hurdle, but he like jumped up and he was on the seat and he jumped down. And I was standing next to this old man and it was just like the classic, like stupid small talk moment. I just look at the guy, I go, Tarzan over here, huh? Dude, and the old man just goes,
yeah, he's heard it before.
He liked it, dude.
He's heard it before.
Nice moment of bonding, dude.
Was the woman pretty?
I don't remember.
I'm trying to wonder what would cause this guy to act with such gusto and gumption to be so acrobatic and trying to help her with her bag. If maybe I thought maybe he wanted a date or something.
It felt like 70% chance it was his wife.
Oh, okay.
I think. I don't know. It was just weird that they were.
We got to get Kojai out of here.
Kojerson, sorry, pal.
Man. Come on.
Dude, he blew his load bursting through the door.
Okay. Well, I have something. Speaking of making small talk. So I was driving home last night through the city, and I was listening to rap in my car, and I had it up a little louder than I typically do.
What were you listening to?
I've been getting into. I don't even know. I'll give you the name. I have the.
Speaking of which, you guys got to listen to that new Future album. It's super good. You like it, Chris? It's solid.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. I was listening to just some Terrace Martin.
Terrace Martin.
Yeah. Featuring Corday and Felix.
Okay. I know Corday.
I was also listening to some Stolly.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
And then
you knew that's like an MMG guy, Stolly.
Wizard D.
Wizard D.
Do you know Wizard D?
No.
How about Currency and the S or the C is spelled with a money sign?
Well, the S is spelled with a money sign.
Sorry.
Currency's it should be a C. Yeah.
And it's spelled with the dollar sign.
I know him.
Featuring Wiz Khalifa.
What song?
That was The Count.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And
nice,
then
dude.
Nick Caution and Nick is spelled Nyck, and that's featuring who's this featuring? That's featuring Eric the Architect,
Chris,
and as well as Coda the Friend.
I know Coda.
Yeah, I figured you guys would like some of this music that I'm
It's a
listening
good little
to.
list, dude.
Yeah, so I was listening to some of these songs, and I was really in the groove, and I pulled up to a stoplight, and next to me in the lane right to my left, there was a gentleman who was also listening to hip-hop music, also quite loud, and we both had our windows down. And I was trying so hard to catch his eye
To bond.
and put my window down and say, "Who are you listening to?" and have him give me a song rec. I would find it and put it on and be like, "This is good," and then we would go on our way.
I like that.
But he never looked at me.
Yeah,
But I thought that would be cool if that did happen.
it would have been. Yeah, it feels like it would be slightly unusual.
Why?
I've just never really. So it's one if you're listening to the same song or the same artist, it's one thing. But if you're like, who are you listening to? And he's like, Rick Ross, like new album, you should check it out. And you're like, all right, I will.
Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah.
It just feels kind of like
Yeah,
insane
but that's
to me.
bonding.
It's nice though.
That's a cross-cultural cleavage.
Nice moment for sure.
Yeah.
No questioning that.
I think he might have been listening to Trippie Redd. You
Oh
know
man,
Trippie Redd?
I love Trippie Redd.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so he was at one point he was in cahoots with that bad guy who has his hair dyed. Tekashi 6ix9ine. They
okay.
were in
Yeah, yeah.
cahoots. But then they had a falling out, I think.
Yeah, seems like most people kind of had a falling out with
Yeah,
him.
Tekashi 6ix9ine, not a very good person.
I know.
Is he now?
He's doing all sorts of
He's
stuff.
snitched too many times.
Too
in
much
my
snitching,
opinion.
dude. Too
Okay.
much snitching.
I had another funny thing happen.
Let's hear.
All right. I had to walk back a name drop.
Why?
Okay. Have you ever done this? So I'm talking to a guy. I went to an event for my my old final club at Harvard. It was like an alumni dinner in New York. It was like 160.
Recently?
Yeah. Last week was the most busy social week I've had in New York in years.
Sweet.
I had events in the city
What were they?
Monday through Saturday. Or Monday through Friday. I don't even know. Monday
Walk us
night.
through it.
Monday night, I got invited to join my friends they're in a dart league
Oh, nice.
and they play every Monday. And I'm not much of a darts player, but they're pretty serious. They play all the time. They practice all the time.
Was Tony there?
He was.
No way.
He's the best player.
Really?
By far.
I believe it.
I mean, dude, he throws darts with anger. It snaps in there, and it's almost hard to pull the darts out of the board. But he's incredible, you know.
Interesting.
And he was there, and then two of my other friends, and I guess their typical teammate wasn't there, so they asked me to fill in.
Nice.
I went.
Where is this dart league?
It bounces around to different bars in the city. that
Are the
have
bars shitty usually or no?
No, this one was in Tribeca. It's called Puffy's.
Okay.
And dude, for a Monday night, I mean, it was packed.
Interesting.
And it just reminds you, like, oh yeah, there's some fucking lunatics in New York City.
Right.
Like, why would a bar be so packed on a Monday night?
Dude, totally.
And we played and we won, so that was fun. But you know, I had a Guinness, just because
Guinea pig?
everyone was having Guinness. Guinness has made a big comeback. I've been seeing it. Everyone's
It's a good
been like,
drink,
I've
dude.
started drinking Guinness. I don't know out of where this came from, but it's like there's this groundswell of Guinness drinkers, and I don't know. I don't mind it,
I like it.
but I don't love it. So I had a Guinness, and then I had a beer. So of course my sleep was trash on Monday night. Tuesday night, I had the Ranger game where I got
Nice.
the hockey stick.
Nice.
Wednesday night, I think I had this. I don't remember what I had Wednesday. Thursday night, I had this big alumni dinner.
Mm-hmm.
It was we had to wear black tie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, at the university club. It's very
That's in Midtown?
like 48th, 50 something.
And 5th?
So, yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
north of Grand Central.
Cool.
And it was great. You know, we were singing the songs. But there was
literally.
Oh yeah.
There's a song.
Yeah, and then
We are the men.
Yeah.
Are the future of men.
It's not too far off from that.
Nice.
But there's a lot of lore and ritual and
Yeah.
custom and
Tradition.
it's one of those things that's kind of fun to be part of.
Totally.
Because you hear about that stuff from Harvard, and some of those things just haven't changed over the years, and it's fun to just to dive in.
Nice.
With some ironic detachment. If I were full blown like this is who I am, this is what I live for, I can't wait to sing the songs and be just among men. That's a little outdated, but to do it and be like, this is fun. This is the way it used to be.
Yeah.
Once in a while, not too bad to. You hold hands with the guys next to you.
Really?
You swing your arms and sing the songs.
Have it on body all day.
Yeah,
Nice,
that kind of
dude.
thing.
It's fun,
and
man.
everyone knows all the words, and it's cool. And so there was a guy there, who's an avid golfer, and I knew that he had played a round of golf recently with a guy that I have played golf with, who is a former NHL star.
Oh, wow.
And I was talking to this guy, and I was like, yeah, I'm good pals with Brad.
Is that the hockey player?
Yeah, I was like, I'm good pals with Brad. I saw you guys had a round recently. And he goes, oh, he's the best. He's become one of my best friends. And he was like, how do you know him? And that's when I had to be like, oh, well, we don't know each other all that well.
Right.
Has this ever happened to you?
So it's like
where you instantly realize that the person you've name dropped to is
knows
much
them much
closer
better, yeah.
to the person that you've name dropped, and that you cannot continue down the road of deception.
That's funny.
Or overstatement.
Dude, I try very hard to avoid ever being in that situation. I'm sure it's happened to me, and I've seen other people do it to me.
Yeah.
Where they'll be trying to name drop somebody that I know really well or something, and then when I'm like, oh yeah, like that person, and then they're like, oh well, I just I just worked with him once. Like,
Yeah,
he probably doesn't remember me.
Nothing worse than having to stuff the cat back in the bag a little. Got my toes a little ahead of myself there. To be honest with you, we don't know each other that well. I don't know why I said that. I'm just fond of him. I don't know how he feels about me. And yeah, I mean, it was so instant too. Like the fact that the guy was like, he's one of my best friends. Like you can't, that's a trump card. You know what I mean?
But it sounds as if you didn't fully make it. Like, I don't know how much you made it seem.
I
like
think I said like, he's a good friend of mine, or like, I'm like, we're good pals. Like, and it's one of those things where I just know for certain that guy would not have used that language in describing me. Like he's never making the mistake of over name dropping me.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? He'd be like, yeah, I've played golf with him. I know that guy.
That's
I might get, that might be the most I would get out of him. I know that guy,
That's
or like,
hilarious.
or maybe he's like, oh yeah, he's funny.
Right,
That's the extent. And I went with, we're good pals. That is an absolute overshot of
How old
our,
is this guy? The guy you name dropped.
probably 45.
Okay.
And his friend, I mean, clearly I should have seen the writing on the wall because I think they do play a lot of golf together.
Right.
And I should have known better.
Where'd you play with him?
I played with him like a couple of summers ago, but I played national,
Oh, cool.
which is like
Yeah. I
one of the
remember when you
top
played it.
10 courses in the country. It's the
Sick.
sickest place ever.
And they just paired you up with him randomly?
No, he invited me.
Oh, cool.
And so I do know him.
Yeah, okay.
And we had a lovely
Still fun,
time. It's
yeah.
just the two of us. We had drinks after, yada, yada. But, there hasn't been a whole lot of correspondence since then.
Right.
Whereas I would guess that these two guys are like traveling
Chumming
to
it
play
out.
golf together.
Yeah. Dude, that's so funny.
I thought you'd appreciate
Dude,
that.
so it's funny. I know I did very much. But
you are very good about, I have noticed this, you're very good about not over name dropping.
I try not to overplay the card. I've just seen people do it so much that it's almost as if their identity is pegged to this person that they're constantly bringing up. And I just like don't like the idea of that for myself.
But
obviously you don't do that. But
I envy people that have the restraint to not name drop or credit drop or brag. Nothing is cooler to me than someone about whom people find out things about them. They're shining credits.
Yeah.
They're shining, stripes. Not through them.
Yeah.
Like it's something that's found out either just by accident or someone else tells them about it.
Mm-hmm. Dude, my theory on that is because, of course, you have the impulse. You're like, I want this person to know this thing about me because they will treat me differently. They will treat me better if they know this about me.
Mm-hmm.
And who doesn't want that? You know what I mean?
Right.
But the cream really rises to the top in the situation in that if you can restrain yourself, they find out eventually. You end up getting it 2x on the back end.
That's a leap of faith, Giulio.
It is a leap of faith.
I don't know that I can rely on people to find out all the good stuff about me. I think I got to tell them myself.
So listen, for the 20% of people that never end up finding out, the 80% who do will like just think you're the fucking shit.
You're right. And that is a level of, as I said, restraint, maturity, and I would say self-possession, which you have and so many people do not. And it is a major credit to you, and it makes you so enjoyable to be around because you have so many people you could name drop and you have credits that you could drop. But look at the podcast. We've been doing this almost 3 years, whatever. And we continue on a daily basis. Every day we record to find things out about Giulio, which are new revelations. And the fact that you haven't just burned your well dry,
I'm getting close.
This many episodes in,
that's funny,
is a testament to, I guess, your constant interest in new developments in your life, keeping it fresh and not letting your achievements of the past stand as your markers.
Not define anything. Thanks, dude. That's very nice. That's very nice. I do think that there's when it comes to bragging and shit. Like, of course, we all do it at some point. Name dropping, we all do it. I do. We all do, right? But I think that if you can try to just like be enough within, you know what I mean? It really does. It can translate if you can pull it off.
Yeah.
And I'm not necessarily saying that I can, but I think it's like I attempt to do the things that you're saying. So I do appreciate you acknowledging.
You made a great point. Like, people will treat you better
if
they know certain things about you.
Yeah.
And who wouldn't want that? And we're trained in life, to basically, from whether it's being trained for a job interview, you're supposed to highlight your best qualities, or you're applying for an apartment, like, this is my credit score. This is why we should deserve it. You're always selling yourself. You're always selling yourself. And to not have that spill over into your social credit and your sort of social,
clout.
Yeah, exactly. And to like put up the bar and say, nope, I'll let people make up their mind about me from the moment we start talking, as opposed to flooding them with what we've been trying to do all this time. I don't know how you do that, man.
Well, dude, I will say this. I really think it can be a handicap to kind of give into that kind of stuff. Because if you think about this, okay, this person will treat me better if they know this about me, right? Like, that is not a good way to get people to treat you well. Like, it's just it's like fleeting. It's like, what happens when the well dries up and you don't know anybody cool anymore? You're going to have to like be knowing somebody, you know what I mean? Like, that whole thing is just like not a recipe for success, in my opinion.
Yes.
As far as like happiness is concerned.
I think we all probably know that to be true, but knowing it and actually employing it are two vastly different things.
Yeah. Yeah. And dude, it also is sort of like, it makes you more sort of like nimble to be able to not need that, because once you've established this sort of like the level of your kind of social standing, and like, even in the comedy scene, right? Like
Right.
people know me now. When you like going into a situation where they don't becomes like intimidating and something that you don't want to do because you want people to treat you the way that they treat you. You know what I
Right.
mean? I don't know. Something about like that whole thing, that sort of like ego preservation, I think is ultimately like can be detrimental in a way. I don't fucking know, dude. This isn't me like, this is just kind of like a thought in general. I'm not saying that in response to what you're saying about me, but like, I think that it's a good exercise to kind of always try to like keep the ego in check, be happy with yourself if you can.
Yeah.
None of us are perfect,
Yeah.
you know, and we know people who just like are like trying to prove themselves to a point where it's like exhausting to be around.
Totally.
It's like, dude, just give it a rest.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. You're not wrong about that.
You want to hear something funny? So this isn't exactly what happened, but the opposite of what you're talking about happened today, and you are involved in this really hilarious way.
Okay.
Okay, so I have a call with this guy who does like licensing for whatever. I'm sure, I don't even know, content, right? Whatever. We're talking. And he's talking about the production company or whatever the company he works for, or whatever specifically that they do. And he was like, yeah, but we have been behind some things. And we were talking, I'm like, oh yeah, I have this podcast. Like, it's great. Like, it's been a great like thing in my life, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, cool, whatever. And then he's like, yeah, we made this movie. I don't know if, like Francis Ellis is in it. And like,
What?
after having not,
Yeah, I think I know who this is.
without, we never established that I did the podcast with you.
No
I just said
way.
that I do a podcast.
Yeah.
So he was highlighting the biggest guy in the movie. Little does he know.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
that's the-
You big dick Tim. You big friendship Tim.
I big friendship to him on the Francis.
I don't know. We got this guy in the movie. I was personally, he's a friend of mine. I was able to get him in it. Francis Ellis. I don't know if you know him. And you were like, hold
As a matter
my
of fact.
friendship badge. Let me tell you about Francis Ellis. Yeah, I did do this movie. It was an independent movie.
I saw you post about it too, right? Didn't you post about it?
I may have done. I
story?
was tagged in it.
Yeah.
I might have done. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. That guy's nice. Michael?
No, different guy.
Then I don't know who you're
But
talking
I think
about.
he works for, maybe they work for the same company.
Yeah, I don't think I've done more than one movie. So
When does it come out?
I think soon-ish.
Sick.
I don't know. I mean, I just wait to hear from them.
Congrats, dude.
I am wearing only boxers for the entirety of my scenes.
Sick, dude. Sick.
Yeah, I was there, 50 takes in my underwear.
Sick, dude.
I don't know.
Dude, there's nothing better than getting to show off the pipes when you didn't decide that it was time to show off the pipes.
I don't know.
You were forced to show them
I
off.
felt a little exposed. I wasn't thrilled about it. I don't, it made me wonder how I would have felt, how I would feel about filming sort of a revealing or semi-nude scene in a movie. There's, I don't know. I wasn't a fan of, cause it's all the time around the scene, okay, reset back to one.
Yeah.
And, the makeup artist is coming over and touching you and primping you up and tugging on your thing, on your whatever this, like
Tugging on your fucking Johnson.
and you're
Fluffing
you're
it.
in plain view of all of these people who are working on the movie who are, fully dressed.
Mhm.
And you definitely feel a little bit, I don't know. I felt exposed. I felt underdressed. Like I was just the asshole who was parading around shirtless
No, dude, it's all right.
on set.
They don't give a fuck.
Obviously,
They
it's what
know.
it was called for, but I don't know. That was
That's
an
fine.
interesting. Yeah.
Well, dude, it's funny you say that. Okay, so there have been times where I have gotten auditions for things where it's like full frontal nudity, but like as a character that doesn't matter. I'm just like the guy who's naked and that's my whole purpose. And I'm like, can we like pass on this one? Like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
But if I were like the main guy, I'd be fine with having peace action in the shot. Dude.
You go full piece?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Really?
But yeah, I don't care. But dude, also, I shot a short film once. It's called Moon Party. It's probably on YouTube. You could probably find it somewhere. Ryan, you looking? See if you can find it. Moon Party. It's a really funny idea. Actually, the girl who wrote it, I like had the craziest crush on. We had like this steamy, fast romance that like
Ooh.
it was like, dude, what a crazy night that this was. Like,
okay, I like where this
we
is
shot
going.
this. No, it's not it. We shot this video. I decided that I was like obsessed with her. I started like texting her. I don't know, whatever. And then like,
I love the way you say that, by the way, because I too have often decided
Yeah.
that I was obsessed with someone.
no, but it was yeah. I did, but like it wasn't like. But yes,
I know what you mean, though.
Yeah,
Is what
yeah.
I'm saying. Like you make a decision, all of a sudden, you're just like, okay,
dude. Then I'm on stage in the middle of my show that she came to that I like start bringing it up during the show while she's in the audience. I'm like really putting the moves on. And then we like hung out a few times. Like she lived in LA. I went there. She came here, whatever. It was like quick. And then that was it. But anyway, is that it? Yeah, that might be it, dude.
moon party.
But anyway, I'm naked. I was naked in this thing.
Fully?
Yeah, they don't show it, but like I was standing around their ass naked, which was definitely weird.
How many people were there on set?
A dozen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you doing a sexy, steamy scene?
No. So, okay. So the whole idea is that this girl is taking her new date to a nude party.
Oh.
And like, I forget if she knew before or not, but she's like, whatever, I'm trying to like try new things, get over my boyfriend. And her boyfriend is also at the party. Her ex-boyfriend is there. And now you're having this like awkward, I'm bumping into my ex, but everybody's naked, which was kind of funny. It was really, I thought it was a really funny idea. Anyway, I don't know how.
And so a lot of people were naked on set.
Yeah.
That probably makes it a little more
Made it a little bit better.
like palatable, I guess. I don't know. I mean,
It was weird. It was definitely a little weird. But like, it's one thing to be naked and another thing to be naked in the shot. It's not like you can see anything.
were you between takes, would you sort of step behind a curtain and fluff it up a little?
I would kind of just like hover my hands in front of the region just so it wasn't just like
Yeah.
hands on hips.
But do you know what I'm saying? Were you making yourself presentable? Were you giving yourself a little bit of life down there? Not full.
I don't think
not
so.
Full rigidity.
It's risky.
Yeah, because
If
you
you
can
fluff
over
too much, you
if
just
you
know.
fluff, all of a sudden, everyone's like, "Dude, this guy is turned on by all of this." Did someone get this pervert off set?
Dude,
You need to go fucking deal with yourself.
literally, yeah, I know. It's the risky run, dude. Being fucking ass naked,
Like,
fluffing.
you're like, who put Viagra at the craft services table? Someone put that in the water. It's
That's
like,
a funny prank,
Nobody
dude.
did, man. You're just a freak who never sees naked people.
Dude, that's a good prank.
Look at all of us. All of us are being super professional, walking around this nude scene limp as roadkill, and yet here you are, ready to poke eyes out. Get
Excalibur.
this guy out of here. He's making me uncomfortable. You lose your SAG card.
Reporting harassment on set. Dude, oh my God.
Oh man.
Too fucking funny. But anyway, I thought it was funny how that guy brought you up, and like little does he know.
Yeah, little does he
It's
know.
not the same, but like still pretty funny.
It's funny. It's troubling to me that they would name drop me as the biggest name for that movie. That doesn't speak well for the movie. You know.
Well, maybe he meant because you're a comic and he thought I would know who you were or something.
Let's hope.
Let's hope.
Let's hope. Yeah.
Dude, I was thinking about this the other day. I had have you ever like missed the mark on a joke with somebody and they get mad and then or something and then you just think about it forever?
Sure.
Like I have a thing like that I now use as a joke because it was just like it annoyed me also.
Uh-huh.
But like this guy I used to teach tennis with, this is pretty funny. He always had this he had this one family he would always teach, right? And the mom was super cool. And to be honest, I didn't even know at the time that they were a family. I just thought that here's this like cool, like slightly older chick who's always playing with this one guy. Like maybe she has a crush on him or something, right? I don't even think I knew about the family situation. So one day he like came to my show with her, just the two of them. And whatever. And I think I texted him like jokingly being like, dude, are you and her a thing? Like, haha. And he literally texted me back, hey, Giulio, you're a funny guy, but that shit ain't funny, man.
What?
I was like, dude, what the fuck? So that's like an ongoing.
Was it his wife?
No, it's just like some lady he teaches.
And they were a thing.
No, they were not.
Oh.
And I just
because she has a family.
Apparently, like they were always together. Like she was playing. She would always play with him at the club, and like I took it too far, I guess.
How
dude.
old is this guy?
He's got to be around 40 now. I mean, at the time, he's
And
probably.
how old was she?
He was probably early 30s. She was probably late 30s.
All right, so it was reasonable that they might have been dating.
Not even that they might have been dating. It was reasonable to think that like the tennis guy hooking up with the student situation, which is a thing.
Yeah.
And so now it's become like a joke with whoever I've told that to, where like in any situation where I can bring it up and be like, hey man, you're a funny guy, but that shit ain't funny, man.
Dude, I love that. I love that you found some extra juice from this.
You gotta.
But that guy is a loser. That is the grand champion right
He
there.
probably doesn't even remember this story. And actually I like him. Like he's fine.
That's Chumpzilla, man. You can't be offended by that. Come to a comedy club with a woman who's not that far from your age, both attractive. You're the tennis coach. She's always taking lessons
She's
from you.
super friendly too.
He certainly knows the stereotype. He certainly knows
right?
the sort of the construct of the, divorcee hooking up with the tennis instructor. And so for you to make that joke as a fellow tennis instructor
Right.
when you're a comedian and he's come to your show,
I know.
is so inbounds to me that it's beyond belief.
So I texted him that.
I don't care.
Okay. I just want to make it clear that I didn't say it on stage. That
In
would be
fact, if
inappropriate.
I saw this guy right now,
you'd probably like him. He's a nice
I
guy.
don't know if I would.
I was surprised at that reaction from him.
Yeah.
I was just kind of like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Because then he pulled they're like family. But it's like, are they?
To me, it reads as someone who probably is hooking up with the girl and doesn't want people to know.
Oh,
And is
interesting.
overreacting for the sake of throwing you off the scent.
That's interesting.
That's an overcorrection from him.
Whoa. The only other times I've been greeted with that kind of like surprising reaction, maybe, whoa, this is blowing my mind, dude.
It's the equivalent of someone who farts and then someone else is like, dude, did you fart? And you're like, I didn't fucking fart, dude. Like, I don't do that. You know what? That's over the line.
You're like, dude,
Like,
chill.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not that guy. Someone else probably did. And you know what? Shame on you for even saying it. You're like, dude, you definitely farted.
Dude, so it's funny. It's like such a stereotype that like the guilty person does that. But I guess, yeah, the only other time I've been greeted with like an unexpected reaction in a situation like that was like these two people who I worked with, also the tennis club, both girls. And they were kind of like, they were just talking. They noticed they were good pals. And I started thinking that their like energies were like a perfect yin and yang. And I was like, you guys should date, dude. And they both were like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, maybe one of them like has a crush on the other one. So I was like, oh God. Jesus.
I don't even like girls, man. Ew, what? Ew, date? No. That's crazy. I mean, I would.
Dude, it's fucking insane, bro.
Yeah.
Wait, so what did you do for the rest? So what were your other social engagements? So you had the dinner, and then what were Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Trying to think. Did I go out to dinner with I think I went out to dinner with the Summer House guys.
Oh, nice.
Did I do that?
You went again?
No, I went the one time.
Okay. That meal was just for Charles, right?
Yeah.
That's one of those meals where I had nightmares all night after I ate.
Absolutely.
Just so much fucking
You're never
food.
not going to.
You just can't digest. It's too
No.
much food to possibly
Body
digest.
can't handle it.
You have fucked yourself.
Yep.
Um,
And then I don't remember if that was what happened on Wednesday. Friday. Was this last week? I guess it was last week. Yeah, Friday. I don't know what I did. I know I did something. Saturday we went out to dinner. It's just expensive times. But I'm getting these checks.
checks. Get those checks.
I'm getting these checks that keep coming, and I'm living paycheck to paycheck.
You are?
And when I say that, what I mean is, oh, there's money. Let's go spend it. These checks will continue to arrive in the mail on a consistent and timely basis.
Well, dude, your inflation worries are kind of finally materializing. Has it been stressful looking at your portfolio last couple days? Or does that when the market's down, do you get bummed out? Like, how do you deal with it?
I think I'm always living in a constant cycle of fear. this is the problem. I can't remember a time where people were not talking about the next
impending
recession
doom, dude.
that
always.
we were heading into.
It's insane. The constant fear mongering.
You know, I look back on Ronald Reagan's re-election campaign, and he had a political ad that he ran called "It's Morning in America," and it was an incredibly positive and uplifting message, where it opened on this like birds chirping and the sun rising, and some guy with a deep voice saying "It's morning in America," and unemployment is low, and all of this, and it was basically like, Ronald Reagan has done well in his first 4 years as president. Don't you want more of the same? Things are going well. I don't know that in my lifetime we've ever had a president or a couple of years where people were like, yeah, things are going great.
So
even if they were looking back.
Right. And that's the thing. It's such a thing, which is crazy. He won that election by like a massive landslide.
I think he won every state except one.
Who was the guy he ran against again? Starts with a D.
Not Mondale, was it? No.
Yeah, Mondale.
Did I get that right?
Nice call.
Fucking hell.
Well done.
Yeah, he swept
he crushed him.
He won every state except the one that he was from, which was like, I'm not gonna be able to name this. It was not North Dakota, was it?
If you get that, bro.
Or like Ohio or something. And they were like, Reagan was scheduled to go do a tour to what? Minnesota. He was scheduled to go to Minnesota to campaign, and his team called it off. They were like, let him have the dignity of winning his home state. Because I think he could have won all 50 states.
That's fucking
the electoral
wild.
votes from all 50 states.
Good for him, man. Love to see it. Dude, it's funny to me though how a lot of the time, like the economy stuff is kind of like largely out of the president's hand. It's just like cyclical shit that's like going to happen no matter who's the president. And granted, like I know like tax stuff, whatever, but like it's funny how like some people just get fucked by when they were president and other people benefit from it too.
Totally.
Oh, the jobs, like.
Yeah, but then what happens, of course, is that if a current president is benefiting from a positive economy, the opposition will say that the previous president set all of that up.
Right.
Or
totally.
if someone is doing terribly, the opposition will say, well, that was
previous
because
president.
the previous president. And
it's crazy, dude.
I don't know, man. I mean,
it's crazy.
I guess to return to our point right now, are we headed for doom and gloom, a recession, stagflation, all these terms you start hearing? I don't know. It certainly doesn't seem good.
Mm-hmm.
Where in your life have you noticed inflation?
Just my kind of like investments getting crushed.
But is that inflation?
I think so. Like that's part of it, I think. And then just like, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I mean more directly. Like,
No,
what
I
have
haven't
you
noticed it at
noticed
all.
in your life that's more expensive?
I haven't noticed it at all. And
I have two very distinct spots.
So from
which you will agree
so
with.
Uber is one.
Uber's number one.
But I attributed that to like the pandemic and then like there not being as many of them or something.
Driver shortages, and
Is
that
that
was
true?
the case for a while.
But not anymore.
I don't think so. And now I think it's like fuel costs going up,
Yeah.
the cost of cars going up, microchip shortages,
Interesting.
used car value going up, and therefore like anyone who wants to, it's just hard. The barrier to entry to become an Uber driver, I would say that the driver shortages or like the supply shortage from Uber is now more attributable to inflation than it is to
Interesting.
COVID.
Interesting.
But again, that is just a guess. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
It sounds right to me. But dude, honestly, I almost feel like this might be pulling this out of my ass too, but it feels like just living in an expensive city to begin with. You're sort of just like shit's always expensive.
You're numb to it. Yeah.
A little bit, but I don't know.
The other place is hotels.
Interesting.
Hotels have gotten insanely expensive.
Interesting. Like in places where they were not before.
Anywhere, dude. Pick your
Crazy.
spot. Like across the board, 2-star hotels went from being like $80 a night to 150.
Interesting.
Fucking nice hotels went from 250 to 400.
Interesting.
You know, I don't even know what a reasonable price is to pay for a hotel room anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks.
Well, dude, I'm thank you for reminding me this. We can talk about this in the next episode, but I have some good hotel stories for you. It's getting fucking crushed. Total
Excellent.
ball droppage. I wasn't trying to
No.
cut you off.
I think that's it. I mean, we touched on economics and all that stuff. I think that's, yeah. I mean, to your question, does inflation worry me or
No, we know that it does, but I'm just wondering now that, like, you know, it's,
I can't pinpoint that my fear of where the market is heading right now is any worse than it was
before
3 years ago, 5 years ago, because all you're ever hearing is the bad news
Right.
forecasts from whoever's not in power.
You know what makes that's, dude, so true. That is just something. Hold on to that, everybody, because they're gonna make you feel like it's shitty when it's not.
Correct.
Life's good. You have, you know, you're walking around, you're
These
feeling good.
doomsday projections from whoever wants to blame the current administration.
And the way I see it, and this makes me feel way better whenever the market is getting crushed, which happens all the time. Guess what? All the time.
Yeah.
Just remember that you probably still have more money than you would have if you never invested it. As
There you
long
go.
as you're in the green all time, you can't be mad,
Fair point.
right?
Are you thinking about? Are you still dabbling in NFTs?
A little
'Cause
bit,
the
yeah.
NFT market is falling apart. I've heard.
Yeah. So I saw that Wall Street Journal article. There's all these like things that are kind of like countering it. But yeah, like the NFT stuff has sort of like slowed down a little bit. But I had my like couple big wins.
Yeah.
And I just made kind of a big purchase though.
Oh, I knew it.
No, but listen, it's like the top thing.
Bored Ape?
Well, the the metaverse thing. Yeah. I like.
What's that?
So they dropped they dropped their own Bored Ape dropped their own like metaverse.
Oh, a place where the apes can hang out, or
It's unclear. Classic NFT situation. But anyway, I'm dabbling a little bit in that.
Huh.
And no matter what, I'm not like in a position where I'm risking losing a lot of money because
was
I've
the
done
price
so well.
was the price of their acreage in the metaverse very high based on how successful their NFTs have been?
No, so there's a lot of it. So it's not as expensive. It's still expensive, but I was trying to mint it and it didn't work because it was so crazy. Like the mint was so like highly coveted or whatever that even though I had the pass to do it, it was the gas prices were like $10,000
Yeah.
to do it. So I just bought it on secondary market. But still, whatever, we'll see. Hopefully, even if that busts, it still like won't put me in too bad of a place.
Wow.
That's all.
All right, Giulio, continuing to step up to the plate and take his
I knew, but I'm
cuts.
getting, I got Amazon getting crushed on that.
Yeah.
Crushed.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm not going to sit here and only talk about my W's. You know, you take some L's in this game too, dude. I still stand by that play though.
I've got Boston coming up. Big Boston weekend. Laugh Boston. I'm there May 19th to the 21st. Bunch of shows. I'm hoping to see so many of you there. We'll all hang out after. And you can get tickets for that at francisellis.com.
Sweet. I don't really have anything coming up till the summer. I'm going to be in Tampa in the middle of July. I'm locking those dates in still. July 28th in Seattle, Crocodile Room. Get those tickets on my website. And then a couple other things coming. So that's cool.
Sweet.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. See you soon.